My name is Caley Africa. This is Heavy Chef, and today we're sitting with Lukhanyo Neer, who's a representative of the Thabo Mbeki Foundation. Lukhanyo Neer is also the founder of a work group that he created after former President Thabo Mbeki made a call to the audience at our event in September 2018 to address the state of education in the fourth industrial revolution. And that is just what this work group has been doing over the past 9 months. Lukhanyo, first and foremost, I want to find out a little bit about you. How is it that you come to being a representative of the Thabo Mbeki Foundation?
Sure. I've been around in and around the foundation since 2009. So when I was at WITS, and I got to WITS in my first year, I was part of a society on campus that happened to send an invitation to President Mbeki right after he'd been recalled.
Sure.
And he gave his first speech at WITS University after he's been recalled. Then I stuck around in and around the foundation up until about 2015 when the new CEO, Max Bokwana, joined. And I've been helping the foundation on several projects, some of the youth stuff, some of the different programs that I have internally.
Sure.
And then to 2018, the lift.
Sure. So tell us about how this work group came about. What was the ask of former President Thabo Mbeki? What
Sure.
did he put to the crowd late last year?
Sure. So in September 2018, we did an event jointly at Heavy Chef and the Thabo Mbeki Foundation that was looking at education and the fourth industrial revolution, as well as the future of work. This event was President Mbeki, Sam Paddock from Get Smart, as well as Songoba Maseko, now Vuba. After both Sam and Songoba had spoken, President Mbeki provided some reflections on what had been said. And the key thing he was saying was, sounds great, we need to do something. However, I am concerned that not enough people, both in general and in education space specifically, understand enough about the opportunities and the challenges of the fourth industrial revolution.
Sure.
And so the ask was, additionally then says that he's also Chancellor of UNISA, which produces about 60% of the teachers that come online each year.
Sure.
So what does it mean for both an institution like UNISA as well as a country to prepare and ready
Sure.
the education system for the future?
Sure.
So that's what precipitates the formation of the working group.
And you were the one that took this ask upon yourself, and you've been the one that has set up this work group and have kept it going throughout 2019, am I correct?
Correct. So I had the unenviable task of making the ask for this paper a reality.
Sure.
So I've been working with the foundation and convening it on their behalf,
Sure.
as well as just playing project lead throughout
Sure.
the last few months.
And can you tell me who some of the other stakeholders are in this particular work group?
Yeah. So we've been working for like 25 working group members on it. Half of those are academics. So that's Dr. Kim Poches from Forte, Tobeka Mdas, CPUT.
Sure.
It's about 14 academics, and then the other half are practitioners. So Dave Duarte,
Sure.
Former Assistant General, Badi Luhula, who else is there?
Sure.
The CEO of Squidnet, MD of Squidnet, Patizwe Malinga,
Sure.
and Songoba is also in there, Rapalang as well. So there's several, both academics as well as practitioners as well.
And what are you guys hoping to achieve from this work group? What is the end goal?
Sure. So the big thing with this, the way we've been thinking about this working group, is that there are many people who are thinking about the fourth industrial revolution and the 21st century. Our particular interest is in using two time frames.
Sure.
One is the 2030, so 2030 is significant. Chapter 9 of the National Development Plan
Sure.
talks about education. Sustainable Development Goal number 4 looks at education as well.
Sure.
Those are set for 2030.
Sure.
Right? That's the first milestone there. What does it mean for us? So the grade 1, interestingly enough, the grade 1 this year is going to matriculate in 2031.
Sure.
Right? Are we readying them for the world that they're going to finish in and enter in 2032?
Sure.
So these are some of the questions we're interested in. How do we best equip and best prepare the young person today for the future? The second timeline we have in mind is the African Union's Agenda 2063 one.
Sure.
Right?
So you got short run and then the longer run. Yeah.
So what does it mean for us to try and imagine at least what kind of education one needs to be putting in place for the young person that's entering in grade 1 in 2063?
Sure.
Right. That's and it's a difficult thing to think about, right?
Yeah, very.
But what does it also mean for one who is working in 2063?
Sure.
The way we thought about the working group is to think about ECD, early childhood development, primary and secondary education,
Sure.
tertiary and postal education, vocational training and workforce development, and the
Sure.
overall governance of the system.
Sure.
So the outputs we're interested in what are the kinds of things and actions that both state and non-state actors
Sure.
can be putting into place, and the interventions that should be putting into place that allow both the country and the continent
Sure.
to be future ready, and the education systems to ensure that the unemployment problems we have,
Sure.
under-skilling of both young and old people, how do we begin to meaningfully address those challenges? So those are the things we're hoping to look at. So
Sure.
the three things we're hoping to come out is a vision for education in the future,
Sure.
a strategic framework for both state and non-state actors, and finally an action plan for the different players to follow, both in the short, medium, and the long run.
And I mean, it seems like this work group has been formed this year, and looking at your goals, I mean, it's absolutely, it's massive.
Sure.
It really is a massive goal. Do you envision that this work group is going to be a continual thing?
So we certainly see it as a continuing thing.
Yeah.
There are two tools that we're hoping that will come out of the working group. So the report is great. We'll work on that. We'll put that together. But in our conversations with both the working group and other people and other relevant stakeholders, the two things that we've realized are missing is, one, there is a need to be able to help African nations to benchmark where they are. So what does that 21st century readiness index look like that allows us to both benchmark and measure whether
Sure.
or not our education systems are ready for the 21st century?
Sure.
So that will keep going after that. We're working on that at the moment. The second thing we're working on is a learning outcomes coordination platform.
Sure.
Or again, what we've realized throughout this process is that there are a whole host of interventions that are taking place. Classroom level, school level, district-wide, nationwide. Either they're providing it's lunch, it's a pencil, it's
Sure.
right? But no one really has a 360-degree view of what's happening, where it's happening, how it's happening. Is it working?
Sure.
Is it failing? Is it delivering the kind of results that both the country and the people who are working on them are hoping for?
Sure.
Yeah,
So you're trying to quantify these activities that are sometimes taking place in quite ad hoc areas
Correct.
and ad hoc time frames.
Correct. And so then what does it mean for these organizations and individuals to have sight of the monitoring and evaluation data,
Sure.
the best practices, what's working, what isn't working, but possibly more important, what does come out of that after you've got the transparency, communication, collaboration, is to perhaps use the insights that sit on this platform to better focus funding. Right?
Completely hear you, yeah.
What does it mean for us to accelerate funding and also begin to meaningfully solve the education challenge that we have? So that's what we're hoping to do in the long run. But they also, for other topics that we're interested in, right?
Sure.
So the big question at the foundation is, how do we renew the continent?
Sure.
Right? So education is a question.
Sure.
Agriculture is a question.
Sure.
Energy is a question. Transport and infrastructure is a question.
And this has been an ongoing mandate
Correct.
since its formation,
Correct.
right?
So what does it now mean for us to meaningfully think about the future on these terms and around these questions asked, and so with similar working groups,
Sure.
and moving into the future?
Great. You heard it from Lukhanyo Neer, a representative of the Thabo Mbeki Foundation.